2 fielders perhaps at the most, and 4 or 5 of those little games going.
Yeah.
And so within 30 minutes, we've got tons of rotations around the positions there. Lots of turns to hit, field, practice the skills, that sort of thing. But of course, I've just shown you very quickly some lead-ins to that I would start out by providing the simple little game of tossing the ball, protecting the wicket, and hitting the ball, which turns eventually in with these questions to the game of cricket by the end. So, you know, your unit could have the little games in them, that sort of thing.
What my kids have struggled with is putting the bat down around.
Yeah.
Yes, they keep.
Because we grew up with baseball.
Yeah.
And I put the bat down, so that's what they struggle with.
Oh yeah, I learned very quickly when I was teaching elementary PE to get an appropriate position away from the batters, because those bats would fly. Yeah. So that was one skill we had to work on.
Well, in the pitching piece, they would have to have a lot of time to practice that window
Yeah,
action. I can see how.
Yeah.
I mean, because we're very much this.
Yeah. So what I would do with that, it depends on the process that you want to teach cricket. You know, I've taken the process that we created a little game to start with and added on to it until eventually we had the game. But we might stop those little games for a little while once we introduce the overrun concept, the Usain Bolt position. And in the gym, I used to have, when I did it in the gym, we had just pieces of construction paper about the width of a wicket taped up there. We had them all the way down the gym. And so we had some bowling practice going on, let the kids try that. And then we went back to our game, added on to the concepts and so on there. And so it is a good game for kids. It's interesting, it's different, but you've got the transfer properties, some of which I've mentioned on the way through to other striking fielding games that the kids are used to. Giving them lots of success with a wider bat, so for that they can be usually quite successful. You have some similar concepts, such as protecting an area, like you might have in the strike zone in baseball and softball. You have the concept of scoring a run, and you have the concept of placing the ball in the field where others are not, in order to try and score a run. And again, we have transfer properties there to other activities that you do.
What did we do at the very beginning? Because I remember the first batter that came up, we held it like an American bat.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until you started talking about it needing to be down here that we started doing a whole lot more of the protecting. What was the very first thing that we did? It was a pitch. It was a pitch underhand pitch. We were just trying to just make contact.
Yeah, I just let you hold the bat however you want.
Yeah.
They just pitched it underhand. We had one concept of protecting the wicket and attempting to hit the wicket.
Yeah.
Simple concept to start with, simple little game.
Yeah.
And so then as the kids ask questions, then we introduce the other skills as they go along. Like you all did, you were perfect, you know what I mean? You asked the right questions, you know, what happens next? Well, if we do that, what happens? Well, here's what we do there, so we practice that.
The problem would be, this would be just one game, and I couldn't be giving that same information to the field, the fourth field over there. I guess somehow, I don't know what I'm trying to ask or say, but
That you're one person.
But, yeah, because we were doing it the way we were doing it, it's great because I was learning it, but I couldn't be teaching that all groups.
And it depends how you want to do it. You could do it in a sort of a reverse order where you actually set up the game, you explain everything. But what I did was that I would have these little games. I would have the kids together. Here's a little game we're going to play. We would demonstrate the underhand toss, the hit, the retrieval. I think everyone can do that.
Yeah.
Let's go over to yours and try that.
Okay.
All right. Someone asked a question. Maybe it's about the bowling. So we bring everyone back in.
And then we address that
Yeah,
question.
here's the question, and here's how you do it. Let's do a little practice, go back, and we'll have that piece in. Yeah,
So they kind of guide.
They do.
what we teach.
they do. Yep. So it depends how you want to go about teaching it. A few different ways of doing that, different models of doing that.
Does it help for the kids to be able to perhaps see what a game would look like on YouTube, or pull up something where the kids could see what the end product
That's what
looks
I
like.
did, is I pulled up a little clip, just so they could get the idea of, wow, it's different, it's 360 degrees, it's oval, it's an area. Yeah, I did that.
Certainly you can.
It helps
do
answer
that.
something.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've done it that way too, but of course you can just start out with younger kids just playing that simple little game,
Yeah.
and then as they develop a few skills with it and add on to it, hey, let me show you something.
Yeah.
This is how they play this game with some other skills. Take a look at this. Well, what are they doing there? Well, let's add that in next.
Yeah.
You can do it that way too. Yeah. So, little combinations there. So I have a handout for you. It's got the basic rules on it. It's got several lead-up games that we didn't necessarily get to today, but another one that I think you would enjoy and the kids would like is, if you want to just stand behind there for a minute. Maybe the wiffle ball will be better. I like this one more so for fitness and just a little bit of batting practice and that sort of thing. The ball can be underhand or overhand. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit the ball. As soon as I hit it, I'm just going to run to this disc and back. You're allowed to hit the ball and you're going to come back to the marker there. Whether I'm back here or not, you can attempt to hit my wicket.
Okay.
Yeah?
Use the traditional pitch?
Whatever you want to do.
Let's try to keep practicing that.
So you've got to get it.
Oh, he's got to get it. Okay.
So this might be a partner activity. Can't do that. Got to go back there.
Oh,
Oh,
Can't do that. Got to get this one.
got it.
This is just a little lead-up game that would have occurred earlier.
Okay.
We could have a field here if we wanted to. Can't do that. Got to go to this one.
you
Gotta get this one.
This wicket.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Right, so on this one, I've changed it around a little bit. I've thrown you off because this is kind of a little lead-in.
Right.
So what you've got to do in this game is actually go back to, let's say, that little brass thing on the
that's
middle
right.
there. You've got to pitch it again.
Got
You can't actually throw
it.
it.
I get it. Keep pitching it.
Yeah.
Pitch it. Where you going? Ah.
I'll cheat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I won't know if I want to ball out.
Whether I'm back or not, you can go.
Yeah, I was about to say our heart rate.
Heart rate is high, it's sky high. Everybody.
Oh, gosh.
And so it goes.
Okay, work out.
Is that called continuous continuous cricket? Is that the game?
That one is continuous cricket.
Yeah.
Nice job. So, more so for fitness, a little bit of batting. If I really wanted to have better transfer on that one, I put the disc up here so I run vertically. And of course, when I'm playing cricket, I'm not trying to get back and stop the ball. So that transfer isn't there, but it's a really nice,
I like that game.
nice little activity. We can play 3 cricket, where I might hit the ball. If I get it past the bowler, I get 1 run. I don't have to run. If I hit it into a different zone that's further down, 2 runs. Another zone, 3 runs. If you play regular cricket, there's usually a boundary line around the oval. If you hit it along the ground or it bounces over that line, it's an automatic 4 runs. You actually don't have to run them. And if you hit it over the line or over the fence without it bouncing, it's an automatic 6 runs. Again, I don't have to
What is a typical
run.
game sport?
In the international matches, often in innings it might be averaging 250 to 300 runs each.
Wow. Really nice.
Opposite
Yeah.
of soccer.
Individual batters, sort of most of them, they goal. They have great innings. They might be in there for hours. And if you can score 100 runs, it's usually, it's a deal. They keep track of those statistics.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
what it's like for children here to learn to start playing football or
Yeah.
baseball or
Yeah.
basketball.
It's
This is a game that kids